Speaking of which, let's turn our attention to the coldest place on Earth, Antarctica, which is not as cold as it used to be, all thanks to, you guessed it, climate change. It is heating up the icy continent, and it is turning Antarctica green. Now, parts of Antarctica have a lush landscape from mosses to flowering plants. All are growing at a dramatic rate. There has been more than a tenfold rise in vegetation growth over the past few decades. What does this mean for the world? And is alarming greening limited to Antarctica? Here's a report.
Looks like an ideal picnic spot, doesn't it? But believe it or not, this lush landscape is none other than Antarctica. Yes, icy Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth. Parts of the continent are turning green. Flowering plants and mosses are spreading, specifically across the Antarctic Peninsula, which is a long mountain chain that is the northernmost part of mainland Antarctica. A new study is out. It says that over the past few decades, the plant cover has soared more than tenfold. In 1986, vegetation covered less than 1 square kilometre of the Antarctic Peninsula. But by 2021, plants spread to cover almost 13 square kilometres, and this process has only sped up with each passing year. For instance, the plant growth accelerated by more than 30% between 2016 and 2021. While this may seem like an exciting and even an Instagrammable phenomena, scientists have used satellite images to analyze this vegetation. And their response has been singular. This kind of plant growth is alarming. It's sparking major concerns. After all, it's a result of climate change, which is heating up the icy continent. Over the past few years, extreme heat events have gripped the region. This year, parts of Antarctica witnessed record-breaking heat waves. Temperatures climbed up to 10 degrees Celsius above normal. This may not sound like much, but for Antarctica, this was a near-record heat wave. What is the heat record for this part of the planet? It happened just 2 years before, when in 2022, temperatures reached 21 degrees Celsius above normal. And these heat events don't just change the iconic landscape of this icy continent, they cause tremendous harm. The more the region greens, the more soil forms, which means it will become unfavorable for present species and invite invasive species. From seeds and plants to animals who will find their way to Antarctica and become a potential threat to the native wildlife. Plus, Antarctica's ice is very important for the world. It reflects solar radiation back into space. This helps keep our planet cool. If the ice reduces, Antarctica will reflect less heat. Why? Because of Science 101. Darker surfaces absorb more heat. So as the greening increases, Antarctica's ability to do this job reduces, which further warms up the planet. So the risks are obvious. And if this scares you, look at the bigger picture, because what's happening in Antarctica is not limited to the region. Thanks to climate change, greening has also been reported in the Arctic, where in 2021, rain fell for the first time ever and not snow. The Sahara Desert, one of the driest places on Earth, is also turning green thanks to heavy rainfall this year, which has made floods stronger and more frequent. With worsening climate change, our iconic landscapes have turned into a nightmare dressed like a daydream.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.